Yes. The boys are back for a special episode, number 200.
Wow.
and Sap.
Already messed up.
See, what an idiot. He doesn't even know
Wait,
what he's
wait.
doing.
All right. Good job, guys.
Well done. Well done. This Long's in a bad mood.
Trying to up the production value here, guys.
You
but
are.
not doing a
Billy's
good
got
job
us
of
on
it.
some different fucking thing. It's all banged up. I don't want to
Brendan's
put no
mad at
I'm
me.
drinking. I'm drinking coffee.
He is. My name is Vinnie
Shout,
Paz.
shout
I'm
out,
here
shout out
with
to
my
my goddaughter Alexis.
That's Brendan drinking his coffee. Sorry.
My name is Vinnie Paz. I'm here with my co-host with the co-most, the Mr. Majestic Left Right Left Kid, Mr. Brendan Long. What's the word, kid?
I'm feeling naked without my background. So this is the inner workings of my office / our guest room in our house / my wife's storage room,
Right.
which is basically my entire house.
Right.
You let your
Understood.
guests wear those boxing gloves when they
This
come
is
over?
mine.
Right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rival. Hey, sponsorship. I already used your stuff. Why don't you send us some more? Yeah, like these. Hang on. Like these. They could send us more of these.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're
more
in
of
the
those.
process of upgrading equipment, making moves in the upcoming year.
Yeah.
Would that be correct, fellas, to say without saying too much?
Yeah. Well, look, I wanted to run this by you guys. Might as well do it on air. I
Oh, boy.
think I'm gonna have a new office built in the basement, and I'll have it decked out with some fresh stuff. It'll be a little podcast room / where I crunch my numbers.
Okay.
Which is code for when Daddy needs to go drink alone in the dark.
Right. Right. Billy knows about that.
Bill, do you have one of those rooms?
I'm in it.
Yeah, he's in it.
The fridge is not too far away.
So check
My
this out.
plan is to do something similar with make a studio.
The room will be with a downstairs fridge and freezer.
Of course.
I'll be able to like.
Yeah,
I
coincidence.
want to shout out the great Vinnie Paz for lacing me with this.
Dope.
What a sweet guy, right? What a sweetheart podcast partner and friend I have.
Right. Yeah, 200 episodes. That's kind of crazy.
I know.
My guess is that, the joke is always, it doesn't matter who you're talking about. A guy in Idaho in a basement or, someone that's a megastar like Joe Rogan. But the line that comes at you when you discuss a podcast is everybody has a podcast. It's the new version of everyone's a rapper. Remember, like, everyone, like when we were young, B, it was like, nah, like if there's 30 of us, like one guy rapped or a couple and one was good. So a couple rhymed and one dude was good. So it's like, yo, that assessment isn't wrong, but like very few of them hang around and even fewer are good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're good. I'm just saying it is.
Well, I'm saying we're good.
It is a dedication thing, like with Broad Street Breakdown and doing that. Like people saw in real time how difficult it was. We got up to 100 some things, but it was like week after week after week. We were recording in the beginning because we were recording when I was in the studio, right? In a recording studio. So it's easier. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already on that schedule for my real job, which is music. And then as we moved it to Gavin's crib, and that stayed pretty regular. And then just things come into play when you're dealing with more than one person, unless it's a self-contained thing. It's like other people have jobs, people have kids. To get to 200 is crazy, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to touch on that with everyone has a podcast. Like look, it's absolutely true. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you can click on something that legitimately says like 4 views or something, and the person's going for hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's
Well, I'll say this: this was birthed out of COVID,
yeah,
and came before the birth of Billy's middle kid and my youngest.
right,
So, I mean, if that's a little bit of perspective there, you
yeah,
know, we started this every other week and sort of once in a while, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
it was actually this was made originally to be a part of your Patreon.
right,
We like doing it so much, we said we'll do it every other week.
right,
Then there was a final farewell tour that sort of broke it up. And
right,
then we had a come to Jesus, so to speak, and we said, well, we could either continue doing this or we could just do like specials or put it out once in a while. It's no, it's no skin off anyone's nose. And we said, you know what, let's just push forth and we'll consistently send this thing out. And I'll say that's the best feedback we get from our listeners who we've coined the Knocker Nation.
I love the Knocker Nation. Big fan.
That
they love you.
Love the Knockers.
They love you, Bill.
They do.
When you go on your hiatuses from the show, when you get so sick of the two of us that you get
It becomes physically ill.
Yeah, he becomes exactly. We actually make guys. Little do you know, the times Billy has been sick, it's because he has to sit here and listen to me and Paz wax philosophic.
Well, it's gonna get way worse in 2026.
Yeah,
because we got things on the horizon.
But yeah, I mean, 200
You'll be
episodes.
From Billy
I'm proud of it.
Oh boy. Well, I applaud your guys' dedication, and I'm continue to do what I have to do to make this podcast keep growing and into 2026. So I appreciate
2026.
We appreciate you, Bill, and
appreciate everyone that listens. And
yeah, thank you guys out there.
It's fun.
It is fun.
A bunch of news regarding what we do.
We got too sentimental for Paz, so he's ready to move
No, I'm probably the most sentimental of the three of us. It's not.
No, I start pinching cheeks and crying. By the way, I made sauce all day today, so I'm in that mood. I made 2 different kinds.
Yeah, well, you almost set the house on fire at one point.
What'd you think about that?
I think you're a menace.
I'm a sucker for a vodka sauce.
Oh my God, Maron.
I can't. Vinny can't have that one. There's prosciutto in it.
Yeah, people make it with prosciutto or pancetta. At Poppy's, Billy.
I would sub it with something else.
I always say, let's go to Poppy's to UB before the fights, but it's like you got to sit down and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're always in a rush, and I had to pack it up. I asked them to make me something off menu. In a rosé, which is basically just a different word for a vodka sauce. And I looked down, I was like, that's fucking pancetta. And I was like, my guy, I didn't realize you did. It's like 60-40 people that do it and don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
So this is the one I make is traditional. It's shallots, prosciutto. It's shallots, prosciutto, and peas. In this vodka sauce. It's it's good. And I made regular sauce, made them both. My wife's she's kind of had a rough.
I mean, it's gravy, but I'm not going to really get into it there.
We say gravy over here too.
I know, it's so weird. Oh God, that's we could have that. I would love to do a not necessarily a debate. It's when I worked at NBC.
Here's where the debate falls apart. My grandmother's from blah blah blah. It's sauce. Yeah, so my family's right off there too, and they say gravy. So there's the end of that being the validity of it.
Well, the thing is, there's
there are off the boat people that say gravy.
I think I think they got it from Italian Americans.
Probably, but what I'm saying is they're like, no, and it's sauce, which is really short for sugo. And I go, your jerk off defenses mean nothing when a whole entire family says it. It's just I stopped going, there's a right and wrong way. I go, no. Culturally, someone adjusted and culture, like it's just
They made a
where
mistake.
you're from.
Yeah.
No, negative. Where you're from, where you're at.
So when I worked at NBC, I worked with a lot of guys from all the way from Greater Philadelphia area or Philadelphia, all the way up to like through Connecticut and Massachusetts, all Italian people,
Yeah.
various different regions. And at least in New York, for whatever reason, the Brooklyn, Queens, Long
They say
Island,
gravy, don't they?
no sauce. The Bronx, Westchester, Southern Connecticut,
Yeah.
gravy. And we were laughing, like, I wonder if it's how whoever went.
I know, and where they
Where?
came from and
Right.
why they would
Why?
pick that up. Because, like you
Yeah.
said, did the immigrants pick it up from? You know what I mean? And it's not
Yeah.
even like there's a word that sounds like gravy in Italian or butchered Italian American. You know what I mean? Like if you say,
it's got to be a like a mistranslation.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean,
but
the way that Italian Americans, I'll say this, and again, I've done my Googles with all this.
yeah,
The way we say stuff in Italian in Italy
yes,
would
they
sound
get
like
hot.
right,
get
but it would
hot.
sound like us talking like we're from the 20s. You and I always do that.
Yeah.
So languages freeze once they go somewhere else, right?
Of course.
So languages evolve when they're in their home area, right?
Sure.
So it'd be like us being like far out, man. You know what I mean? Like,
the
when
evolution stops. It's like they
Correct.
came here, said how whatever they said, and then it's but like you said, it morphs by them saying it correctly and the American picking up from that. Like they don't say gabagool.
No, they say capicola.
Agrigento capicola, but they don't say capicola. You know, they also don't say it the honky way either. They don't say nachi. They don't say that. You know what I mean? They don't say.
I took 3 semesters of Italian in college.
Yeah,
and I thought that the teacher was going to take a stroke almost because every new semester you'd have a kid like, yeah, I speak Italian.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I went to college in New Haven, Connecticut, which right next to East Haven, Connecticut, I think is like the Italian most town in the United States. It's something like percentage-wise, something like 85% of all residents that live there claim Italian extraction, which is like wild. So, New Haven itself has a rich Italian tradition. Shout out to Worcester Square, which is their little Italy. Some of the best Italian food you'll eat in the country. But yeah, she was very she was a tough broad,
Yeah.
If you said it the American way, you were corrected. But like you have friends who are Puerto Rican.
Well,
immediately going to Puerto Rico, they're like, yeah, you're not Puerto Rican.
Well, even the Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico, if you ask other Spanish people, they're like, they butcher the language.
They butcher the language, correct.
You know what I'm saying? Same with Dominicans. It's like certain people, you know what I mean? And what we're saying, guys, is comparatively to that Spanish they speak in Spain, which gives me douche chills. Where they do the lisp. I don't even want to do it because it'll give me cringe.
Yeah, parts of Spain they say like it's yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, pack that up. But like there are like the Spanish in Costa Rica is beautiful, and they'll be like, yo, they butcher the language about Ricans. You know what I'm saying?
Colombia too, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the way it they feel like it's choppy and so rooted in slang, which like there's mad
like
I'm not using the word Spanish. There's mad Puerto Rican words and slang. It's not
right. Vanessa's mom would correct her homework
the wrong way
and get it wrong.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Billy, Spanish J failed Spanish. It's his first language, man. He's from Costa Rica, and they packed him up North Philly because of what you said about V's mother. You know what I mean?
It ain't the right way.
It ain't the right way. According to look, man, it's like, there's definitely way more flavor to Rican Spanish and you know what I mean? Like in terms of,
well, it's
just
like listening to like a British person speak proper English.
it's like us talking. It's like the three of us at a fight and saying that's proper English. Someone would
Yeah.
take a stroke.
Right.
There was, you know what I mean?
They
Someone
would.
that was in linguistics.
Oh yeah, it's bad news.
No, we talk like I was getting us packed up with the
You can't do
word. I was
that.
going to say the R word.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I do. I have let it rip a few times in recent episodes.
so have I.
Yeah,
I say it.
I think I'm bringing it back. What do you think about that?
Are you?
Yeah. I think I might put my foot down.
Okay.
I use it. I get scolded quite often.
I've never used that. I've never used that word to speak of someone who was mentally handicapped, and the slur that people, well, not people, that we grew up saying for gay people. I've never used that word for a gay person. I've never called a gay person that. You know what I'm saying? It was like bitch to us.
Yes.
That word. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to bring that back because if that hurts people's feelings, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but at the same time,
I just want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I want to hurt the two of your feelings, so I'm going to let retard rip in 2026.
Was waiting for it.
We got some news, guys.
A lot of news.
Billy could sit around for a few of these because some of them transcend.
Okay.
You know, in ring stuff, and some of them are, repeat names you've been hearing a lot of, Billy. Well, quickly, Moses Italma versus Jermaine Franklin has been postponed and will now take place on March 28th after Italma suffered an injury in training. Frank Warren has revealed that Moses Italma suffered a torn bicep muscle in camp. I don't have a huge problem with this, B, because they were stacking that day. You know, when
is that what he did? He tore his biceps?
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to be ready that quick. In my opinion, he is a kid, and you do heal quick.
Oh, that's a wild injury for a young guy.
Yeah.
I'd be
concerned, honestly.
Yeah.
And March 28th is what, 2 months away. Well, we're pushing into mid to late January as we speak. February, March. Yeah, 2 months. A little bit more than 2 months, but I don't know, man. A torn bicep can be no joke. Especially
that's insane.
You're taking in the fact that you're not just sitting to let it heal. You have to get back in the gym to train for said fight. You know, so how long are you going to do absolutely nothing with that torn bicep? It has to
can't do shit.
Weeks. Nothing. He's got to do road work, I guess. You know what I mean? And eat clean. All right.
I mean, that's a big fucking injury.
Here we go, Billy. Big, go ahead. Finish your thought. Were you going to say pack that up March 28th? I'm saying I don't know. I'm saying
no. I'm actually. I'm going to be honest with you. That's
we don't see him for the rest of the year.
That's concerning for the rest of his career. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. I know why you're saying.
He's 21.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm not sure if it's I told you so or not on both of our parts. Miami Gardens Police Department have issued an arrest warrant for Javonta Tank Davis following an alleged domestic violence incident last October. Davis will be charged with battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping, according to officials. Also, Davis, who is inactive and wanted by cops for the domestic violence, has been stripped of his 135-pound title and made in recess titleist.
Yeah, because that's the most important part of this. I love that WPC hops in like, hey, listen, we're gonna do the right thing.
BA, isn't it?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sorry.
WB. Oh, no, I just want to attach what scumbag organization is doing it to which one, just so we properly do it. They're all low lives, but let's. I
apologize, Mauricio.
Right. Yeah, we'll find something else for you this episode, Mauricio. You did. The WBA vacant title fight will be ordered either between number 1 Floyd Schofield and number 2 Lucas Body, or Schofield versus number 4 Lamont Roach. So, look, man, Those are serious charges.
So they have video, apparently, that of him in a gentleman's club grabbing her by like the back of the neck and yanking her out of there. He also, by the way, they can't find him, right?
And then, what did the person say just before we went in the air? Billy, like the lead person on the case is like, no idea where he's at.
I love it.
Like, this guy is a piece of shit.
So I was talking to Raynon. And Raynon's like, well, he always finds a way to get out of it. I said, these seem like pretty serious charges. And he's not a first-time offender.
I said to you, B, when we first heard this, which would have been over the weekend, something along the lines of he'll figure a way to worm his way out of it. But things have happened, like we can't find him. So this dude's either gonna.
Hey, Vin, do you think someone told him like, yo, man, you're about to do numbers?
Yeah, and I think
like they're not so the judge is not going to play with him. You know what I mean? Because that's who's going to set the punishment, whether or not. So now this went from again. Let's just be clear. When we first reported this and why Jake Paul dropped them from the from their supposed matchup that was supposed to happen was because of the civil charges, right? So she filed a civil suit against him. This is now criminal charges, right, Vin? The city of Miami?
See that? Yeah. And that's right, exactly. Miami Gardens. Yeah. So
okay.
Is that county, B? I don't know.
Well, yeah, Miami is in Dade County, but so it looks like this police department, Miami Gardens, I guess.
Yeah.
They're or whatever court that is, they're filing criminal charges against him, and I believe there's an arrest warrant. Correct. Yeah. So he'll be arrested.
Yeah, there is an arrest warrant.
Then he'll have to go to a trial with a jury to see if he'll be convicted.
If you believe that he's as off mentally as we do on this show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone better hope he doesn't do something more stupid than what he's currently doing. You know what I mean? Like being on the run is dumb. You know what I mean? That you don't get away in 2026. This isn't the 80s where someone goes on the lam and they find him 13 years later. You know what I mean? Like pack that up. You know,
he's fighting under a pseudonym in like a different country.
Yeah, his name is like Frank Javis.
Yeah.
It's Deontay Frank
Javis.
This starts with Tank Davis is missing. Nobody knows where he is. This is new as we're discussing. Yeah. This isn't even on my paperwork. We have been attempting to obtain service of process, which B does, on Davis, and we are certain we will obtain service of process when Mr. Davis has been arrested. Richard Wolf, the attorney for a woman who previously sued Davis for alleged violent treatment that led Miami Gardens, Florida police to seek him last week on counts of battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping. Asked where he suspects Baltimore's Davis, 31, could be, Wolf said, "No idea. We sent our process server to his house 6 times without success. We have filed a motion to allow an alternative service when someone's evading service by publication. That's set for hearing." So explain that, B.
All right. So this is what I do for a living. Basically, I'll just give you like the gist of it. In New York, I think Florida is four attempts. You have to make 3 attempts in what's called showing diligence, right? And then what you provide is an affidavit or an affirmation of due diligence. Due diligence means I went there one day in the morning, one day in the afternoon, and one day in the evening. If we can't get someone and we have confirmation that they live there, what'll happen is we will submit an affirmation of due diligence that we went 3 times. We have all this stuff logged with like GPS. You follow up with pictures, you know. In Florida is a lot more. Florida goes by county, by individual municipalities. I do a lot of work in Florida. And a lot of Florida companies use me in New York because so many people live along the eastern seaboard. Like I think I told you, I have like 4 or 5 process serving agencies that use us in New York from Philadelphia. or the surrounding counties.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia. So like there's one in Bucks County that uses us, there's one in Delco that uses us. Anyway, so what's happened now is service of process just means like legal process is actually what I'm going to read on air later, because right here in my hands, and this will be a part of our news, is the lawsuit of Vergil Ortiz against Golden Boy Promotions. This, guys, if you can see this, is legal process. So process, server, right?
Yeah.
So what courts require in the United States, for the most part, is a human being at least attempt to get process to the respondent or the defendant. Because I can always say my email got lost or I didn't get it in my snail mail.
Right, of course.
I have to provide proof that I served the person, and then that goes in. So what they've done now is, after diligence has been established, which they've gone 6 times to the man's house, they've now filed a motion for an order for what's called alternative service. This happens all the time. This is not like crazy. So I think maybe, let's just say this. Maybe it's a little exaggerated. Like we can't find him. He's on the lam. They could be going to like a house. He could be like literally in Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or Maryland. And they're going
also
to his
talking
home.
about a guy with money who clearly doesn't have one tiny crib somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
The guy could be in Atlanta for all we know, and just
or he could be like, I'm getting out of Florida. Like we, for instance, like today, I went to someone's house that was their address at some time, and the person who answered the door says, "Oh no, she moved out over a year ago."
Right. I'm sure that happens all the time.
All the time, yeah. If you don't tell the post office, you know what I mean. And if we're trying to find you and we run what's called a skip trace on you, that address will pop as like your most recent address. Right. So that's where we go if they can't find somebody. Anyway, so
yeah, I do agree with you that it is being. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to use the word exploited, but I think they're adding a little seasoning to it with that. You know what I mean? Because
I'm you and I are on the same page. I mean, they got. So of course,
he's a piece of shit, but they are adding.
But he has a house in Florida. He probably has a house in Florida because they don't have state tax, and when he makes a payday, he reports living in Florida. So one of the investments was probably buy a place in Florida. Make that your permanent residence, even though Derek Jeter got in trouble for this not in trouble, but like he had to pay back taxes in New York years ago because I think he was in his Florida home like 7 days of the year.
Right. And then
and like you're a man about town in New York.
Right. You know, this guy's out 6 nights a week with hot broads, and you're I mean, of course, bro.
It's like, I live in Tampa.
Yeah. That's like that's the lone undefeated organization on earth. It got Capone. You think you're gonna get, go get you. Speaking of which, previously mentioned by Mr. Lung, a lawsuit has been filed on behalf of Vergil Ortiz to terminate his promotional contract with Golden Boy. Ortiz's attorney cited declaratory relief, breach of contract, interference with prospective economic advantage, and the end of Golden Boy's exclusive content partnership with DAZN as grounds for ending that agreement.
I got a lot to talk about this.
I know you do. So I'll say something quickly because I know you want to cut a promo. As far as previously discussed on previous episodes of you and I, that the DAZN deal is up, apparently there's an extension hanging out there through 2027 or 28. I'm not saying it's been verified, but it's
okay.
It's
let me clarify what the lawsuit, what's happening with.
All right, so go ahead.
So we're now in the middle of January. Golden Boy has not relayed any of that onto Vergil. So as far as Vergil is concerned, and Team Ortiz, he doesn't have a TV deal, and that's part of his deal with Golden Boy, who's promoted him. They're his lone promoter in his professional career since 2016. In 2024, he re-upped for 3 more years. Okay. So he's 1 year, August 24, he re-upped for 3 more years. That predates and I'm gonna because you and I have talked about it, and I've talked about how I don't like it. That predates Clapback Thursday. By the way, guys, the contents of Clapback Thursday are mentioned in this lawsuit. You can't tell. You have to what's called bargain in good faith. Okay, this is what Oscar gets nailed for by anyone who's ever tried to get out of a deal with Golden Boy, is that Oscar bargains in bad faith. This is exactly what happened with Canelo. I believe it happened with Ryan Garcia, but Ryan decided to stay. I think Oscar relented. Oscar is bargaining in bad faith as per Greg Smith at the Maloney firm located in El Segundo, California, who is representing Vergil Ortiz. By the way, this is the same Greg Smith and the Maloney firm that represented Canelo Alvarez in his lawsuit to get out of Golden Boy. Much of what is in this, by the way, you guys can find this. This is public information. The case number is CV0084. It's 2.26 CV0084. If you guys put that in, this will come up. That's how I found it. That's the case number or the docket number. And you can pull it right off the internet. That's what I did. I printed it out. I read the whole thing this morning. There's multiple exhibits here. It's a 32-page document. If you guys are interested, if you don't want to waste paper, print it on both sides like I did.
Baby trees.
It's there's a lot of funny stuff in here. And by the way, Jerron Boots Ennis is in this thing like crazy. Poor Boots.
I'm sure.
And it has nothing to do with Boots. It's just that this. Listen, guys. Vergil Ortiz wants the Ennis fight. This is when, oftentimes, when Vinny and I say these fighters are not scared of each other. The promoters and the asset that the promoters are protecting are scared of fights. Again, like we said, there's a chance Oscar doesn't have a TV deal. There's a chance that Oscar, being Oscar, with these Clapback Thursdays, has completely alienated anybody from wanting to work with him. I can go through this. There's a lot of like legal jargon that says, going through here, there's a PRA stands for Promotional Rights Agreement. So if you guys are going to read through this, it's stated throughout this whole thing. One of the exhibits is a letter sent to, it's weird. So a lot of people, if you guys hear this on Twitter, that Vergil asked for a $7 million guarantee. Have you heard that thrown around?
I have.
That's what Oscar's lawyer is alleging.
Right.
Vergil's lawyer included that as an exhibit of bargaining in bad faith, meaning I don't think Vergil is, at least legal wise, is saying I didn't ask for that.
Yeah.
I think that Oscar, on behalf of his charge, is asking.
Yeah, ran a number up,
and Vergil's going, wait a second, I didn't say that. So Ricardo Sestero, who is the lawyer for Golden Boy, sent this to Greg Smith January 13th. Moreover, your comments about negotiations, this is, by the way, included as an exhibit.
Yeah.
So Oscar's lawyer is like showing his ass here. They turned around and included a private email sent to them as an exhibit of bargaining in bad faith when they filed this lawsuit.
Right.
Moreover, so by the way, I had a discussion with someone on Twitter about this, and he's wrong. He said, I responded to Fight Hub TV, which is your friend Marcos.
Yeah.
Interviewed Oscar, and I'm not trying to criticize him, asked Oscar a question about it, but there was no follow-up, like, why is your fighter leaving you? Why is your fighter saying these things about you? Just ask the one question, on to the next thing. Right. So I said to him, and the next question is, why are you bargaining in bad faith? All right, this is the letter from Oscar's lawyer. This is confusing. To Vergil's lawyer, and Vergil's lawyer included it as an exhibit. Moreover, your comments about the negotiations for a potential fight against Jaron Ennis are wildly inaccurate. Golden Boy has offered Ortiz a guarantee of $3 million for that fight, $1 million more than the guarantee required by the agreement. Now, Vergil Ortiz has a $2 million minimum for all fights with Golden Boy since August of 2024.
Right.
Okay. Along with potential pay-per-view upside. In response, Mr. Ortiz has demanded a $7 million guarantee, which is more than 3 times what is required under the agreement and twice as much as Mr. Ortiz has ever earned in his career. That demand is completely unreasonable, given that neither Mr. Ortiz nor Mr. Ennis has ever proven the ability to carry a pay-per-view event. Manifestly, Mr. Ortiz is acting in bad faith and making wholly unreasonable demands. I don't think that if his lawyer is including this as an exhibit,
yeah,
I think they're saying Oscar is bargaining without. You guys can look at this, and I don't want to go through and read the whole thing to you guys because it's boring and it's legalese. But part of that says that Vergil Ortiz is supposed to be made aware anytime negotiations are happening. Oscar told him no negotiations happen. They then found out that negotiations did happen. Okay. And Oscar said, we're moving on from negotiations. That was before Oscar gave the ultimatum last week of give me a call by like noon or we're moving on.
Right. Now, real quick, babe, did you see him at the card this weekend?
I did.
He seemed rattled. And I'm going to use the slang, tucked his chain, but he's trying to pull back. Wouldn't you try to get the most for your fighter?
Right.
They should be trying to get 60-40 for Boots. I was just, but there was very much.
Because I think now Oscar's okay, here's my promo. Oscar, you're a fucking moron. Shut the fuck up. I told you a year ago that Clapback Thursday was the dumbest fucking thing you can do. Act professional. Remember last year on New Year's when he was like in a bikini with his dong hanging out?
Yeah, you can't look. This kid has been famous for 34 years, you know?
Right.
He was what, 18 then?
Yeah.
When he won the gold? 19 maybe?
Right. He was a kid.
You're watching. We're currently watching it with Floyd Mayweather. We're currently watching it with Oscar. And guys who haven't officially retired, but they're done, like a Wilder type guy, they can't go away. And depending on what you do, and what he does is a pretty big thing in the sport, which is being one of the main promoters. Well, you know, what is there, a handful that we know
of main promoters.
So you're under a different microscope. I don't mean that like, oh, he's under a microscope and they're picking on him. I mean, you have to behave professionally.
Just act like okay, Vin, you are in the entertainment business. And you own your own stuff, and you are the boss. Correct. But you did at one time live on a label, correct?
Correct.
Can you imagine the head of that label going out there and being like, "Yo, fuck Bad Boy"? You know what I mean? Like,
well, let's look at it this way. Even now, right? I was on a label, but even now, I still have a distributor. I still have a
right.
I can, even though it's all mine. Do you think a distributor is going to want to distribute my product if I'm behaving like Oscar De La Hoya? I'm in a thong, cutting a promo. I'm in a thong with my implant abs,
right?
On New Year's Day or Eve, or whatever, cutting promo. The distributor is going to see me doing that and being like, I don't want to be in business with this guy.
Right. Well,
here comes Bill.
I encourage this for the next music video shoot that we have coming up.
You think there will be a spike in streams?
Oh yeah, I can almost guarantee it.
So what Billy's saying, Brendo, is controversy creates cash. He likes this Oscar.
I don't.
So you think Oscar going nuts? You're in, Billy?
I'm in, all in.
So all said and done, and again, I apologize to the Nakis for trying to explain this stuff maybe poorly.
No, you did really well.
I hope there's some attorneys that listen to this and that deal with this kind of thing.
Yeah. No, you did great actually, because there were aspects that I didn't even. There's a lot of legalese It's getting ugly. I don't mean it can't be fixed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
said,
I mean,
all aspects of the deal
wacky.
seem like a good deal to sign.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He has a $2 million guarantee.
Yeah, which is great.
It's a 3-year deal, and I believe it was like a 3-year or 5-fight deal, something like that.
Right.
So usually it's one or the other. Like Arum is famous for saying you have like X amount of fights, and then it's open. Like if you don't complete the amount of fights, be it injury, be it weight, be it this, you're still like under his umbrella for like
It's why a guy be stuck there for 10 years because they're not.
They haven't met the fight. They haven't met the fight minimum.
Fight demand. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So again, guys, this isn't like this is a weird sport like that. It's like it's unlike any other sport.
It's so funny. You said almost verbatim. You said something I was going to bring up, and that is, guys, this is not a 10-year deal for a quarterback for $400 million, and this is what is expected of you. There's so many moving parts, such as, like we know that Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz want to fight each other. Now, if they put some top 20 lower end guy in front of Vergil Ortiz next, $2 million to fight him is great. You don't think he wants a pay-per-view bag? And this is the best guy at 54 fight? You're crazy.
And Vergil's probably, I have to go through 8-week training camp. I have to make weight. I could potentially get hurt. I could get cut. He could knock me out.
Look,
you know what I mean?
A guy on the cusp of stardom was our first bit of news that tore his bicep. Right. You think Vergil Ortiz isn't thinking, God forbid I break my hand?
There are no guarantees. You have to make weight to get paid.
Correct.
So you have to make it till you make weight.
Correct.
To get paid.
Correct.
So
you miss weight. It might be $250K. It might be $500,000. You might have to give it. So now
if you blow the card, you don't get paid.
No, you get nothing.
We've seen promoters be, because they don't have to be, generous and say, you know what, we're going to take care of him anyway. He did his part. The card must go on. Like, I think it's wild that Frank Warren's canceling the entire Itoma card, and not.
I think it's bad all around, especially for how.
What about the people that bought tickets?
Right. But how maniacal British fight fans are. They'll up in there regardless. Yeah, that was a nice little card.
Right. You could find someone else, whatever.
Step the co-main up to the main. People are still going to show. They love their fights over there. They love their nights out.
By the sounds of this, and if Ortiz is going as far as trying to get out of this Golden Boy contract, he wants the fight. He wanted the fight, and by the fact that Ennis is all over the Jaron Ennis, who has nothing to do with
all over it. Right.
He's all over it. Oscar really didn't have too much of an intention of properly making Ortiz boots. And look, we've said this. Some people say Oscar has a good stable. I don't think he has a good stable. I think he's got a very limited stable in terms of big earners in his stable.
Timing plays out where we're going to talk about a Golden Boy card in this episode, and you're going to be able to critique it. But I'm saying you're going to be able to say, as I go fight through fight, you're going to be able to say, Vin, is that guy the next Ryan Garcia? I don't mean skills wise. I mean star power wise.
Right. He's got a wild card who hates him.
Yeah.
And Ryan Garcia. He's got, look, there is no accountability with Oscar De La Hoya. It's always, I don't know, he's getting bad advice. He's doing, and it's like, Oscar, the used car salesman shit is fucking over with. Everybody that goes through you either fires you, doesn't re-sign with you, or sues you to get out of their contract.
Brendan, this is like, why is there always it's not me people in this industry, meaning entertainment? You know what I mean? It is sports, but it's why is there constantly these people in rap where you go like, why does everyone hate this motherfucker? Forget the jail shit with Puff, right? Forget the documentary. Right. I'm talking just why is everyone like that? Guy's this sweet Jamaican lady and Miss Wallace, right? Biggie's mom. Why? He's a piece of shit. Why is everyone Craig Mack's wife? Craig Mack dies penniless. You know, why is everyone?
Well,
this
it's
is
funny.
A piece
It's
of
fun.
shit?
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because the record industry and this is very similar. Instead of albums, it's fights. You know what I mean?
Always has
so
been.
I'm going to sign you to a 4-fight deal. I mean, guys, the recordings are there, and one of my favorite groups ever, the Locks. They're on. It's on wax. Their conversation when they were at, I believe, I can't even remember where it was Hot 97 or Power 105. Puff called it, huh?
They're fighting.
Yeah. You've heard that phone call, right?
Of course.
Where he's like, well, you guys just come down to the office. And then Jada, who's quiet the whole, because it's really Sheik and Styles are going in on Puff. Yeah. And then Jada pipes up and he just goes like, what the fuck you mean? We can't come to you. You got 25 bodyguards. The three of us are just supposed to come unannounced and talk to you? Get the fuck out of here. You didn't let us in the building.
And he's right, though. That's the thing with these guys that these people say. We could just work it out. You could just talk to me. It's like, my guy, I've been tried that. Yeah, I've been trying to do this the right way. You don't do right by people. You know, it's like.
And in the end of that, by the way, after that phone call, Puff gave them their publishing.
Yeah. And returned or at least,
it, I think it was like a percentage of their publishing.
Yeah, I mean, he got paid out, of course, right. And and they were able to do the Rough Riders deal. But it's like, when I was a kid, I wasn't legally of age yet. There was an offer put in front of us, bro. Like I told you this off air, and in the future we'll get into it in long form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like there was a 10-album deal put in front of me. Do you know how fucking crazy that is, bro? I've been just getting out of it. And I was in 11th grade.
Well, think about this though. So think about this to parallel that, right? Because Vergil Ortiz, Golden Boy's been Vergil Ortiz's promoter since 10 years.
Yeah.
How old's Vergil Ortiz? 28?
29, 28, yeah.
Since he's a kid.
He's a kid.
Since he's a kid. And I was speaking to Tommy today.
And why do these kids go to Golden Boy? Oh, a fighter would never jerk me. Right. The way I would be lured into, is this an artist-friendly label that I'm... Because the majors were throwing stuff at me that was just borderline offensive. You know what I mean? I don't mean money and shit. I mean just things they would say. Right. It's like Gilbert Gottfried in the Gas Face video. Like you can't make it up. Things that were being said to me when we were being courted. So I go, this is a guy. I'm being over here though. I'm gonna have this indie is gonna function like a major, but I'm gonna have the benefits of an indie artist. You know what I'm saying? So how do you get lured into that? By being like, this is the Golden Boy, gold medalist, Hall of Famer. I'm Latino, he's Latino.
That's all stated in there. The opening sentence, Golden Boy Promotions run by former Olympian and world champion Oscar De La Hoya.
It's what you would do, but it's like, how do how does each guy do it? You put your best foot forward. Well, what does Eddie Hearn or his father before say? I had blank. What does Frank Warren say? I had Frank Bruno. I brought Tyson here for those monster fights that were Mike overseas for the Bruno. Right. How do you lure? And I am using the word lure. How do you lure these kids in? If I was an American, regardless if I was Mexican American, Italian American, if I was a fighter here, I'd probably be like, I'm gonna check the Golden Boy situation out first. Right. I would, me personally, because it's a fighter. Even before Aram, who's proven that go back to the 60s. I'm just gonna think that nobody but a fighter is gonna have my best interests more than him. And it's been, and I think some of these guys have gone that way because of that. And
100%.
Look, man, this guy seems to be Oscar would spiral, right? I mean, personal life stuff before, and you somehow would go, I don't know, man. This guy's like, there's pictures of him in pantyhose that are batshit crazy, but he somehow like made it through a camp and got to the fight, and so as batshit crazy as he might be, if this doesn't affect the business, then it's whatever. It's none of my business. You know what I mean? And now it seems like being batshit crazy, like Ryan Garcia, it's being brought into the ring, which you have cutting promos, racial slurs. This is Ryan Garcia, not Oscar, by the way. Racial slurs, bizarre promos, popping hot, more bizarre promos, to flat out just having odd excuses for a Raleigh Romero loss. Like, oh, who cares? I think is the reason. I think you brought it up, that he said something along those lines. Or
no one cared about that fight. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't even know. I don't even know where to begin to unpack that. So will it be the same for Barrios? Because Barrios, no one cares. I don't know.
Who knows
when and if he loses that. All right, look, we could do a whole episode
we could do
on this.
Right.
Rick, this is a what the fuck is happening bit of news, B. I want to see if you're going to cut a promo, because I'm going to cut. Rick Meridian, the manager for Jose Ramirez.
Also, Vergil Ortiz is manager.
Yeah. And Sam Jones, a representative for Jack Catterall, have confirmed interest in making a Catterall-Ramirez fight next.
Who?
Would be Matchroom versus Golden Boy, with Catterall's WBO #1 spot on the line. Look, I have no fucking idea why Jack Catterall would want or would take this fight. Unless there was a bag, and there isn't.
Who would he be fighting?
Jose Ramirez. What the fuck? There is nobody at 47.
I don't know.
For Jack Catterall, who's #1 in the WBO and has to be viewed at his top 5, right? By everyone?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah. Gotta be.
Look. B, I gotta think.
Jose Ramirez is like bottom 20.
I was gonna say, is he top 25 at this point? What was the last fight? A loss at that one? A loss on the card that was in the
Times Square.
Times Square?
Right? Yeah.
I mean, there's guys like Giovanni Santion.
Yeah, dude. He hasn't fought since May.
Stanionis, a Brian Norman coming off a loss is a better fight, no? If you're Catterall?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, is that in your news?
Did Brian Norman fired his dad?
Yo, did you see his dad cutting a promo on Brian Norman?
No.
Oh, shit. So if you guys follow this guy, Mill City Boxing, Brian Norman, Mill City Boxing, again, he gets great guests. He does a great job. I want the follow-up hard-hitting question. So he says to him, well, are you going to at least be like in the corner? And he's like,
yeah,
fuck no. How are you going to tell me to step down and expect me to help you out?
Okay, it wasn't in my news because I just thought they were moving him to the chief second, and that he would be such a loudmouth anyway. So I didn't put it in the news because I didn't see any of that.
No, and of course,
so we packed him up.
Yeah, friend of the show, Greg Hackett, quote tweets like that clip, and writes like, "Good move, kid."
Yeah.
Ultimate, just gotcha.
And B, I mean, look, a guy like Raul Coriel, who we're going to talk about later, Jack Catterall, is more fun, is more interesting.
Sure. There's plenty of fights out there. This isn't the one. Rances Bartolome, before he lost the fight, but was flying Ramirez's head all over the place. Every time Ramirez, then Devin Haney wouldn't engage, and Ramirez just followed him around.
If they go through with Jose Ramirez, Jack Catterall, that's the shits, and we're gonna fucking let you guys know. Because the fact that it's being, I hope they put this out as a feeler, and enough people shit on it where they're like, we can't give this to.
Well, I mean, I think if we're going into what the fuck news, doesn't that segue into this? Jai Opetaia signing with Zuffa Boxing.
Yeah, well, let me
do a couple things, because that's from the shelf of what the fuck too.
There's a couple more, because this isn't a what the fuck as much of it as an eye roll. It's not so much shot. Chris Eubank Jr. is expected to make a full recovery following health issues, which we were never told what they were. And again, personal life is personal life unless you live it underneath in the public eye.
I'm sorry, England. You guys do this a lot. Health issues, and then
Yeah,
yeah.
I
got health issues. I
right. Sure, me too. He's expected to return at super middleweight in mid-2026. Look, I'm still calling what I called before. Canelo is going to fight him over there and they're both going to get a huge bag at somewhere like Wembley, and it's going to do numbers.
Oh yeah,
it's going to do 85,000 people or something.
And if it doesn't, that Canelo will then have to I don't think he'll proceed with like Jake Paul. If it doesn't do numbers, I think Canelo will have to fight a real guy.
I think the opposite. I think
the Jake Paul thing's done, Vin. I think after this thing with his jaw broken, I think that's passe.
Okay.
I'm
calling
I could be wrong.
The September fight.
Now, Jake Paul, Canelo, Mexico City, or you know what I mean, somewhere like that. I could see that.
No. I'm saying no. Chris Eubank Jr. for Canelo in September,
Wembley.
Yeah, and then the next Canelo fight, wherever, Mexico City, Guadalajara, something,
is Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's but
I'm saying it right now. That wouldn't surprise me. I think maybe
I'm not calling that one. I'm calling Eubank. Like
I'm agreeing with you.
I don't give a fuck about Jake Paul enough to be like that's who Canelo is going to fight or what he's going to do.
I think it's more
I don't give a fuck enough
of what you said a long time ago that if Canelo loses, win or lose with Crawford, he's going to go on just a tour of guys I can beat.
I said before the Bud fight, I'll bet you he fights Eubank.
Yeah.
After this,
well,
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think this Chris Eubank fights Canelo in, something like Wembley or something. But I don't give a fuck that Chris Eubank is coming back. I never thought he was good. Right. I don't particularly like him, and he's absolutely one of a few guys who's considered a name, certainly over there, that Canelo can get in there with and beat. Sure. Considering we think he's still really good, but absolutely on the decline. He wants nothing to do with a guy like Billy or Lester Martinez, or you know what I mean? There's nothing there,
right,
for him,
right.
In my opinion, Matchroom has successfully requested an extension of negotiation periods for the WBO ordered bout between Diego Pacheco and Hamza Shiraz. Queensberry did not object to the request. Purse bids now set for January 30th. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't.
They're trying to make that fight for the most money they can. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's like, guys, I like the fight, but the fight is what it is. You're not going to bump it up from 1.5, 2.5 mil, whatever each.
I just like two young guys,
No, I love the fight. This is when delusion gets involved and you think you can make it bigger than it is. This is a fight.
Well, both guys, right? Frank Warren, right?
Yeah.
And Eddie both thought they had Sugar Ray Robinson on their hands when they signed Shiraz, and you and I think Shiraz is better than Pacheco.
Yeah, I think,
but we don't think he's Sugar Ray Robinson. And I think both guys thought they had that.
No, and I think there's potential for him to be a star within boxing. I'm not talking crossover star shit. Yeah. I'm talking about good-looking kid, two languages. He can fight. He's good.
But he's a Pakistani kid, right?
Yeah.
He's a Muslim kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So with the Saudis being involved in boxing now, right? They can market him there. Pakistan has a shitload of people, and there's a shitload of Pakistani people in England. Okay, he's handsome. He's, like you said, speaks multiple languages, and he's well spoken. On top of it,
he's a promoter's dream. He's articulate. He's not just a good-looking kid.
He's got a sense of humor.
Yes, he's hilarious. He's dry-witted.
Right.
He dresses to the fucking nines. And I don't even mean dress like me and you think it's some fly polo shit. I'm talking like custom suits and shit like that. You know what I mean? He's like movie star kid. The potential's there, but
it's actually
he can fight.
everything that Pacheco isn't. Pacheco
he's a
doesn't say
dud.
much. He's flat soda.
I guess just there is, it's like, I think before it even gets made, let's just say I'm right and Hamza Shiraz wins. It's like, everything has to be stakes. It's like, okay, then what? Do you fight the guy who, it's who did we say and Billy's looking to fight, and then with Lester Martinez winning that fight? Remember we talked about the news?
Yeah, but it's not Lester Martinez. They won't be.
No, it's not. But you're saying he's going to fight the winner of the Mbili blank.
Yeah.
Who is it? It's somebody that's me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Champion Jai Opetaia has signed a promotional deal with Zuffa. B said, speaking of what the fuck, guys, he's signing with a dude in Dana White whose whole gimmick is belts don't matter. And this guy's got belts, and you have to play ball when you have belts. So how does that play out?
You're going to give up the belts and only fight for the ring. Okay. But against who? Now, here's one theory I heard. And this is TKO, Zuffa, Dana White. This is that group. Okay.
Yeah.
Playing the long game.
Endeavor,
playing the long game.
Think, yeah. I guess so,
their
bro.
Pockets are so deep.
They are.
That they'll go, we can look. Opetaia is not getting the opposition he wants anyway. He's literally fighting bums anyway.
No, he is. If you're him and Zordo isn't served up, you know, what are you really holding out for?
And he's 31.
Right.
He's been
Time's
around.
ticking, guys.
And he's fought Maris Bradis. He's fought the guys that they put in front of him to get to a position where he should be able to dictate and negotiate.
Yeah.
And if he wants to stay at cruiser, you know, which it sounds like he wants to do before he moves up, or maybe this is Zuffa's play, and this will be a smart play to get an international name in like him, where they can put people that in front of him he can knock down for his eventual move to heavyweight, and it bides them time. You know, meaning they get another guy with a name that they can put on cards, especially if they're doing it in this like small whatever it's called, that event center thing that only seats what do we say 500 to 800 people.
Yeah, you looked it up and you said they plan on building an extension, but that doesn't exist. That's
but again, this
is right now.
This to me seems like they are taking their time. Okay.
Are they you said long game. Are they going long game and going, fuck it, we're going to heavyweight?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think
with each day
there.
Yeah.
And
with each day that passes, fuck months. With each day that passes, I'm like, that Zordo fight's not happening.
That's what I'm saying. So
look, this kid is smaller, but they're looking at an Usyk and going, Jay's about that size. You know, there's them speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With some muscle, with 20 pounds of muscle, Jay's exactly the size of Usyk. Now Usyk's a generational talent.
And when Usyk moved up.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Yo, we're in the same position. He was built the same as Usyk was at cruiser, so he'll be built the same when we put on muscle mass.
Usyk has a connection to the Saudis. I believe Usyk doesn't have a promoter like after the next fight, right? Isn't he?
He doesn't. He's just a floater. Yo, these next two fights, I'm just going to take whatever bag
All right,
is there.
So are you alluding to the great Pazzini? Are you channeling your powers to say there's a possibility we see Opetaia versus Usyk for the ring heavyweight championship
against the ring cruiserweight?
Former cruiserweight versus the current heavyweight.
Yep.
They throw all the money at these guys, right? Do a mega fight, who knows wherever they want, because they have, right?
I think there's two. I think with the Pazzini and the left kid are calling is a super fight in the UK between Eubank and Canelo. And by that, I mean on paper, guys. We're not saying that's a cracker or something of a fight that we even give a fuck about. But 80,000 people and 500,000 to 1 million pay-per-view buys. It's a super fight, no matter how you slice it.
Certainly.
Call it the 2026
We said this
Pacquiao
2 years ago.
Mayweather. We did. Pacquiao Mayweather. No, dudes like us didn't care. We didn't care what happened unless it happened to be amazing, which we knew it wouldn't be. The only thing that could have saved that is an amazing fight. Short of that, we knew what we were getting. Same thing here. Unless they just beat the shit out of each other and stand in the middle of the ring, meaning Canelo and Eubank, I don't give a fuck. There's no stakes. But this other super fight, I can see. Look, Shelly Finkel, this isn't part of my news, but you bringing this up is something that's making me bring up this idea, Brendo, of Opetaia Usyk. Shelly Finkel was like, that's a figment of someone's imagination, this Deontay Wilder fight. I've never heard from anyone, nothing regarding Deontay Wilder, Alexander Usyk. Zero.
That's what Shelly Finkel said.
Yes. Zero. That's a figment of someone's. He wasn't shitting on Usyk. It wasn't some sort of promo to get more money or anything like that. He didn't say he doesn't want it. He didn't say nothing like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't some low life tactic to get a couple more million. But he said that there has been nothing. There's no talks. There is no potential date. There is no nothing. There is no pre-agreement. There is nothing. It never happened. I'm seeing Usyk, Jay Opetaia in fall of 2026.
In 9 months, 10 months.
10 or 11 to October or November. Maybe, you know how they push that run in December before the holidays where there's like one big fight in December, maybe that far. And they both fight once before then.
Okay. All right.
And Usyk retires, beating another lineal guy, a real, that's a real guy,
I like it.
Is Jai Opetaia be the best opponent left, skills-wise, for Alexander Usyk? Beat Dubois twice, beat Fury twice, beat AJ twice, or do you pack up Itama and get out of here?
I don't think we'll see the Itama fight. I don't think, frankly.
I don't either. I'm just saying, do you think Itama at heavyweight?
I don't think Itama wants. I don't think the Itama's people want it, and I certainly don't think at this point Usyk is going to risk his legacy on.
I don't see the upside for really anyone unless you have such belief in Itama.
I think we'd see Wardley before that, and from what I've gathered, they don't see value in Wardley right now. I mean, again, they should see for us.
They don't. My next bit of news is on that, and you're gonna fucking roll your eyes at that one.
All right, so let's go.
This might be the eye roller where your eyes actually roll into the back of your head and you fall out of your computer chair.
Okay.
WBO champ Fabio Wardley has named Derek Chisora as the front runner to be his next opponent. The fight with Chisora.
Didn't he have a farewell fight?
Yes. Seems probably most realistic and currently at the forefront.
Oh my
Wasn't the fight with Otto Wallin, the Prince of the Middle East, John? And he fucking pulls that win out of his ass.
He cried. He had like a whole thing, right? He kissed babies, hugged his
I will say this isn't in defense of War Chisora, but he didn't wait a week or two. Like that night, they were like, "Are you sure you're done?" And he's like, "Well," and I was like, "What the fuck?" But I mean, like, bro, let's not do this. It's like,
and I don't even mind it for Wardley really, because like Wardley, like the drop on him is he had like a white collar job. You know what I mean? Started boxing late. He has otherworldly power. And I didn't even mean that pun. But no pun intended.
But keep that in the back of your mind.
He
for your pun-filled
for my
recaps.
So wow, this is kind of interesting. Okay. I actually don't hate it for Wardley. I don't necessarily hate it for Chisora. I'm concerned more about Chisora's health. He's going to fight. This guy's a murderous puncher. This could, could this
I think
be
the thing
that breaks the camel's back? This one.
mean, he's taken a lot of beatings, man. This guy could flatline him, you know?
Yeah.
But he's not that good
No.
until he hits you.
Right. But he's another 6'6".
Oh, big guy, big punch.
Boy.
I'm just saying, big.
He's only getting better, too.
It's a recurring theme on this show that we bring up. But that is, and you and I talk about it in life, with how you do some dumb shit, meaning like a celebrity, and it's, you know, you do it on Monday and people forget it by the weekend because it's just 15-minute news cycles. But the thing you and I do, and I give us credit, and I never do that. I don't give us credit. I don't hurt my arm patting ourselves on the back. But we will remember blah 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 was looking like shit up until the 9th round when he clipped blah 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 and was getting beat, and people forget that. I always bring up, people are probably ready to throw balloons at me like they did the Nazi in Minneapolis when I say this, and that is, guys, Franz Bolter was fucking giving Mike the fucking works,
the business,
and then he walked into maybe the best right hand ever thrown at heavyweight. It's there with Marciano, Joe Walcott, it's probably a 6-inch punch. It might be the best right hand, that and Marciano, Walcott ever thrown. Mike was getting beat up by a fat, older Franz Bolter who got packed up by all elite guys.
Right.
White was Rhino. He the White Buffalo? But right, Rhino. Buffalo. And
no, I think you're right.
And no, I think you're right. And Fabio Wardley was getting beaten up by Justice Hooney.
Nope, the White Buffalo. You're right.
So who was right? Okay. And I think for his sake, I just keep that Justice Hooney up until getting sparked performance in my head. You know, this guy got hit by a perfect shot, and he was doing really well up until then. You know what I mean? Can he hang around in this division where Jarrell Miller's getting another shot soon? But that kid can't.
Right.
You know? Did you see him on with Max
Miller
Ellerman on Inside the Ring?
No, and I can't stand that show.
Okay.
Sorry,
well,
guys.
Watching Malik Scott and Shady McCoy is fucking insufferable.
Insufferable. That's why I don't watch it.
Okay, guys.
Max is a little angrier on this show, though. He's got
I'm a really big fan of Max, and I always have been, and I probably always will be. But you can't fucking blame him on who they hand him to go.
Yeah,
here's who you have to talk to every week.
Right.
Per the IBF, Pavel Silyagan has accepted a position in the vacant super middleweight title bout against Oslis Iglesias after higher-ranked contenders Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia passed. They have until February 3rd to make a deal, or the IBF will schedule a purse bid. Guys, another example of why Canelo is going to fight a Eubank-esque guy for a monster bag rather than regain belts. Why Jaime Munguia passed is because there's an easier win for another belt, because Oslis Iglesias is a fucking gun,
right?
And he's not a name, and it's all risk, little reward. You could say no reward, Brandon, but they're getting paid. They're prize fighters, so I'm not going to say all risk, no reward. But that other belt, I think it's the WBA. Whoever has it at 68, because everyone's stripping Bud because he's not fighting there again. He's retired now. We talked about who it was, I said, yeah, of course he's going to fight blank. It's someone we know. I think it might have been last Tuesday's episode, where you were like, yeah, of course he's going to fight him. It's like a slugger who's at 68. I can find it right here.
Yeah,
I have our things. It's Resendez who beat Caleb Plant.
Okay. Yes.
They moved him to full champion because that was for like an interim versus Caleb Plant, and now Bud's retired. So if you put Oslis Iglesias, who's a fucking Cuban amateur standout, this fucking Jaime Munguia needs a pure Cuban boxer like he needs a fucking hole in the head. Resendez, that'll probably be a fun fight, honestly. We could kill Munguia if he was taking some soft touch that would be terrible, but I think they might beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
But no one's going to want any parts of Iglesias, B, and he's going to have to win this belt to get guys to fight him. At 68, and with all 4 belts being stripped,
yeah,
I
and
guess
moved
just
around.
Right, and moved around. I guess so is every belt either vacant or they emailed the belt to guys like they did with Resendez? They just said, okay, you were interim, now you're this. So there's 4 belts, I think, right?
Yeah, that's
because we like all the fights that can be made there if they make them, because there's the aforementioned Hamza Shiraz, Diego Pacheco, Christian and Billy, Beck Bully. I know you're not big on him. Where is what's his name? Our guy who and Billy fought to the draw, Lester Martinez. There's fights there, Brendan.
Oh yeah,
there's fights there to be made.
It's a matter if they fight,
right? But it's interesting again because you no longer have Canelo hoarding them. And I'm not saying he didn't fight people. He did. You know what I mean? He actually won 68 the real way.
You got cousin Bruno.
Yeah.
I think, is Caleb Plant going to fight again? Is he done?
Yeah. Look, if he fights again, it's going to be one of the Charlos. That's the only fight for either of them. The Charlo he has heat with, the only fight for him is Caleb Plant, and the only fight for Caleb Plant is that Charlo. Vladimir Shishkin can fight. He's hanging around there. The only one that's like hovering in the top 10, B, that we need to see packed up is William School. Everyone else mix or match, and it's a fun fight. Even though, look, you don't feel you don't rank Bektamir Bully, Beck the Bully highly, but hey, put him in there and see him get sparked out to get rid of him. You know what I mean? Sure. He is a top 10 guy either way, so whether he's the real deal or not, he's another one though. Like, when does this guy a guy's got like a couple pro fights, he just never fights.
Right.
I don't get it. And all those dudes that fight out of Cali fight more than him. Like, what is he doing? You always say, yo, Vin, these guys got to ply their trade to get paid. What does this guy do? Or does he just get a nice salary to spar with everyone? Because he spars everyone out there. Right. Everyone out there. Do they give him 50 to 80 to 100 grand a year just to be in there? And then on top of that, the
paydays?
The paydays, you know what I mean? Okay, lastly, this isn't a what the fuck. This is a who gives a fuck. 2-division champion Oscar Valdez is reportedly now a free agent following the end of his deal with Top Rank. Look, that's a disaster waiting to happen there, guys.
They just said, like, we thank you for your services.
Did. And when you do that, do what's the implication there?
Right. He's got a great speaking voice. Hopefully he can. I don't.
He was doing the Spanish call at the Matias fight. That's a great fucking gig. Ask Paul Malignaggi and ask Chris Algieri.
What's better
about that? And you stay in the sport you love.
Right.
So you're not disconnected. You're not there. You still are around it. And let's be frank. Like Paul and Algieri,
he's also bilingual.
Yes, he speaks. His Spanish is better.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
First language. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying he does speak English.
He speaks perfect English.
Perfect English.
Yeah. So that gig is amazing, and it's not like you have to leave and not train anymore or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it ends in disaster if he hangs around and fights real guys. Now, you also said, I don't want to contradict ourselves on our show. What about guys that still want to apply their trade? If he wants to fight a guy that's ranked 35th on it
and be competitive with that guy,
on a Friday night,
that's what he wants to do.
If Oscar picks him up or something on and it's a Friday night Golden Boy card, have at it, my guy. But I don't want to see him against a top 10, top 15 guy at one, and you know what these guys do at this age, Brendo. They all go up like one division too far.
Oh yeah, and then get the shit kicked out.
And then get the shit kicked out of them.
And look like shit. Like
slow. You can't respond well to a punch. You're getting off.
Their body looks like soft. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys. Quickly, we're gonna go through this card. B, you want to just chime in when the mood suits you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I want to say real quick before I start, guys. This is what you're looking at as far as Oscars. We're doing air quotes stable. Okay, so keep that in mind. With B saying, "Yo, Oscar's off the rails and he's not doing himself any favors." You know, I saying that because this is really what he has other than these guys we're talking about who are both, or Ortiz wants out and Ryan hates him, and that's
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And then
Yeah.
I guess uh so this was Friday night fights, guys, on the zone, Acrisure Arena in Palm Desert, Cali. Caden Griffiths, 19 years old, 6-0, 6 KOs. Look, we've talked about him before. Versus Lester Espino, 10-7 with 8 KOs. They're at welterweight. Good stiff jab, uh, some good foot feints from Caden Griffiths. I look, I critiqued him. I've been critical of him. You can sense when a promoter is looking to promote a gimmicky guy,
Yeah.
and a white boy from Cali that's got longer hair. It fits the bill perfectly for some sort of like surfer dude look. You know what I mean? I think girls like him. That said, he's getting better with each fight. What more can you really ask out of a kid that's 19 is to get better.
Right.
Nice left hook from Griffiths in the second, put Espino in his back pockets. Look, he's raw. He can be lured into a fight. He was lured into a fight. It was a fun little fight. I had it 60-53. All three judges had it the same. Griffiths goes to 7-0. You know, that's not a future start. Again, Brendan said, like, this isn't a guy with this deadly stable.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ruslan Abdullayev, 3-0. The plan is to do with him what B and I have talked about for the past 6 months, and that is to move him fast. They think everyone's Lomachenko, and we're seeing what happens when you do that. Versus a guy named Eduardo Abreu, 14-1-2. This is 140 pounds. Look, I praised Abdullayev all 2025 in the 3 fights he had. I'm going to stay consistent going into 2026. I think Ruslan Abdullayev is, in my opinion, the best young fighter in the sport. Trained by Joel Diaz, but he mostly listens to MJ, who fought Inoue and who's also really good, really good. He's really there. They have him there, like, yo, be our translator. But Abdullah just really listened to him as the trainer. He's
right.
straight up ignoring Joel Diaz, but whatever they got going on, that's none of my, whatever. Vicious body shots, brilliant feet, catch and shoot counters. He's a fucking beast. Perfect right hand on the button. Dropped Abreu in the third. More of the same in the fourth. Abreu, Abdullayev landing clean, hard shots. And I'm going, the ref's got to stop this or the corner. This is in the fourth. A right hand right up the pike, dropped Abreu again in the fifth. Abdullayev just poured it on and forced the ref to wave it off, which I love when you have a guy in that shape to do that. I forget who we just watched and said he should have just poured it on and got the stoppage.
Yeah.
Last week. Great performance. Abdullayev's really ready for. Look, he's got a regional belt.
So the Diaz brothers, Antonio and Joel, have both Caden Griffiths and Abdullayev.
Yes, and MJ and Bekbully.
Building quite a little.
Yeah. Yeah, those two. Look, talk to me about my praise of Abdullayev and where you're at with him.
Yeah, I mean, I still want to see some more because I'm a little skeptical of the guys with not a lot of experience getting moved fast. The Lomachenko effect, like, oh, we got this kid, he's got this amateur record, or he's Eastern European, or he's Cuban. We're going to speed him through, and then, they get packed up.
I'll tell you what shocks me, B, and talk to me about this a little bit. He's now 4-0 with 2 KOs, right?
Yep.
Bro, he was walking through people like a hot knife through butter in the amateurs as far as power.
Yes.
Is that going to come back like the way we saw Erislandy Lara gain some pop later on? A lot of people, those guys, we go, what? This fucking guy's
To
like
me,
knocking
it's hard to tell because it's a different sport. Like, going back in history, Tommy Hearns didn't have a lot of knockouts in the amateurs and had a lot of
and then he had a one-hitter quitter in the pros.
Right. I don't know.
I'm just curious what you think about that, because if anything, it's the other way around.
Yeah. Yes. Usually. Yeah.
I think we're going to start seeing when your style is to set up punches, B, and they start you off with 4 or 6 rounders, and it's to set shit up.
Right.
I think you're going to see that.
Right. You don't really, that's a great point. You don't have enough time to kind of put your punches, put your game plan together. A longer fight suits guys, where he can possibly wear a guy down or set the shots up.
And set the shots up.
Yeah.
It's not that destructive, you know what I mean? That thudding Julian Jackson power where he's setting shit up.
It's cumulative power.
Yes. And he's got the guys dropping their hands from the body shots that he's setting up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His angles, his feet, short shots. Yes. Guys, we're going to continue to be worried about the Lomachenko effect. As far as in 4 fights they're already talking about in 2026. This guy big in there with real guys at 140,
Yeah.
What do you do, B, if you think he's really good, but he's 4-0? What do you do next?
Put him quick if he's not hurt and he had a clean camp. Get him on a card right away. Get him the experience right away. You want to fast track him that way? I think that it's such a mental sport. It's like putting a quarterback in who's too early and he gets sacked and hit too much, throws too many interceptions, and he's in his own head.
Yeah.
You got to take your time, just like in the NFL. I think they should take their time and build him a little bit. I want to see 15 fights.
Me too.
Before
Manny Flores before he's in there with a guy we know. Yeah. Gucci Manny Flores 21 and 1, 16 KOs versus Jorge Chavez 14-0-1. Their draws came against each other. There's a rematch, obviously, 122 pounds. First 2 rounds were all Manny Flores. Some adjustments in the third from Chavez, which any guy that can adjust, I'm always going to go, okay, this guy's got a bit of an IQ. He understands that this isn't working. I need to go to plan B, potentially C. In the fourth, he stayed in the pocket, ripped off some big shots. Now I'm really seeing the adjustments, good stuff. Chavez just took over in the second half, controlled distance, controlled the pace. Manny Flores looked cooked to me. Really good performance from Jorge Chavez. I had it 97-93. Judges had it 96-94, 97-93, and 98-92 for Jorge, El Niño Dorado, the golden boy, Chavez. This kid can fight, Brendan.
Yeah, he's good.
To what degree at 122? Well, hey, man, we talk about those weights. Those guys got to fight each other. So certainly. 122, put him in there with a real guy, top 10. Yep. I'll watch that shit all day long. What I said about Manny Flores on last Thursday's episode is exactly what it is. I don't think this kid's good.
Right.
He's a jag, just another guy. He's there.
Another jag on that card is Scrappy Ramirez.
Yes. Yeah, he's very Scrappy Ramirez-esque.
Scrappy.
What, he was on this card?
Yeah. He won a majority decision.
Whoa, was he on the undercard?
Opened up the
off
show.
TV? Did he really?
He was on TV because a few people were calling me because of my Scrappy, hey, Scrubs. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think highly of Gucci Manny Flores. He doesn't seem to care. It seemed like when Chavez figured shit out, it was like, that's it.
That's it.
That's it for me. Main event, last minute replacement.
Alexis Roca.
On multiple levels. Alexis Roca pulls out after having trouble making weight, then goes to the hospital. Is it weight related? Again, you criticized the UK for not giving us specifically, what went wrong here. They were like, he tried to make weight, but then he got sick. So I don't know if he was sick, meaning ill, or did he attempt to make weight and pass out? So they said he
That's what
can't
I
do
heard.
it.
Yeah, he couldn't make the weight.
So here's what's weird though. This guy Jordan Pathan, who's been on a bunch of cards that we've seen, is fights at 54, and he fucking late replacement, and Cordial agrees for this to be at 58.
Yeah,
he's about to fight at 147, and they go, I'll fight at 58.
He was, I'll just have a steak.
Yeah, I go, okay, this guy's nuts. So this Cordial is just all right. 16-0, one draw. The draw was against
wanted the money.
Yeah. Jordan Pathan, 11-1, 9 KOs. Like I said, we've seen him on Golden Boy undercards before. Just a raw, tough guy. I kind of said that about him before. Yeah. He's not very skilled, but he
tried.
He comes to win. Other times I saw him, he was trying. He just has one loss. Look, the obvious size difference as soon as the fight started, and this fucking Jordan Pathan was throwing and landing some big shots early on. I'm going, I hope
he didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I hope this kid doesn't regret, because 11 pounds is a huge swing. A lot. Like you say, he's not highly skilled, but he's strong. He's tough. If you let him, he'll walk you down. Eventually, so Raul Cordial intelligently was digging to the body on the inside, and he would take a little half step back and crack Pathan with a really nice uppercut. Yeah. I'm going, okay, now he's got it. Now he's got a beat on this guy. Raul Cordial, so the really nice uppercut. You started to see the disparity in skill in the 5th or 6th rounds. Cordial lifted Pathan off his fucking feet in the 9th round with a right hand. But this kid is so tough. I don't know how he didn't go down. He was just gone. He was hurt badly. Landed a couple more shots. The kid didn't go down. I obviously believe the weight differential is why he stayed up. If that was a 47 guy, or meaning Roca, same shot. I think he's cooked. I had it 97-93 for Raul Cordial. That score is not indicative of how fun of a fight it was and how tough this Jordan Pathan is. Yeah, I hope he gets more work because of it. Judges had it 97-93 twice, and 98-92 once. Look, real quick, I will stand on this. I think this was a tougher matchup for Cordial than Roca would have been. That's just my opinion, and I think it gave him better work to now drop down to 47 where he wants to be.
Right.
I wouldn't go to Roca like it was supposed to be. I go, hey, you missed weight.
Right.
I'm on the better things. Now, post-fight, he's like, I want it with anybody. They say, so you'll do the Roca fight? Yeah, I'll do that fight. But I want it with anybody.
Yeah, he just wants to fight.
He just wants to fight. Look, this kid's fun to fight. He's got enough skills for me to not go, he's a brawler and it's just going to be all out war every time. He's good, but he's also, he's got enough skills to not call him a brawler, but he's enough of a brawler to be like, if someone pings him on the chin, he's going to slug it out and stand there. I mean,
certainly.
This guy is big and strong in Jordan Pathan, and they were fighting at middleweight, and he was slinging on the inside. So don't tell me if someone hits him on the chin at 47, he's not going to stand there.
Right.
This guy's big and strong, and he ate some shots. So that means Cordial's got a fucking chin. Certainly at 47, and he fought once at 54 years back. So it's not like he's not right. You know what I mean? But he can make the weight. I think at 47, Brendan, I think he's a fun fight for anyone. I don't know who I would pick him. If you gave me matchups and said, Vin, here's everyone that we like at 47. I'm not saying, I pick him. But I'd like to see it.
Sure.
I'd like to see him against anyone at 47, Cordial.
Right.
Now.
Me too.
I thought he beat Roca.
Especially with the climate at 47.
Yes, it's wide open, B. So you beat one of those guys with sort of a name, and you're right in the fucking mix.
Right.
Haney, Norman, Garcia, and Barrios are fighting for that belt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever else is hanging around at 47. You go Raul Coriel's fighting that guy. Yeah, I'm in because of his style, and I like him. I just love that new age Mexican style where it's like I will sling the dogs, but yeah, I watch Manuel Marquez too. Like I can
counterpunch. Yeah,
right. Taking that short step back and that uppercut right up the middle shows me, and
a lot of nuance now.
There is nuance to him.
Yeah,
there is nuance to him, and if you're him or his team, you probably go, you were slinging the dogs too much. Now, me and you, we love it. I want to watch that all the time.
All day long.
He probably could have stayed on the stick and just popped them, and you know what I mean? But he made a fun fight of it and said as much. He's another guy, bilingual. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was good.
He's good. Him. Good promo. I like him. I think he wants to. He said, "I hope I gave you guys a good fight." So when that's where your head's at, he's gonna sling in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it for this episode. This has been our 200th, guys.
Wait, one more thing to talk about was Nikita Tszyu.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Fucking Michael Zarafa, that fucking low life human garbage.
All right, so in the third round, Zarafa has a mysterious eye injury. It looks like a swollen eye off a headbutt. He wanted out. He asked
says he can't see, then later said, I didn't say that, then was shown the footage and put out a public apology.
Right.
And Tim Tszyu almost said it on him in the ring when Michael Zarafa went to shake his hand. He said, don't shake my fucking hand. You're a bitch.
Right. Tim Tszyu now issued an apology for that today.
Did he?
Yeah, on his social media, he said, sometimes this isn't the sport. It's a sport. We shouldn't take it personal, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I don't think it was necessary for him to do that. I think that Zarafa has besmirched their name enough in the press and on social media that Tim was within his rights to.
That's why I don't have a problem with it. And B, I don't know how many American or maybe even UK or European fight fans know that this Zarafa dragged the Tszyu family name, bringing Kasha in, Nikita, Tim, big mouth. He's always had a big mouth. He just was never good enough for some of you guys that are listening to know him.
Right.
But he's always had a big mouth.
He yaps. So Nikita was packing him up, and the head clash, Zarafa wants out. I don't ever want to see Zarafa again.
His trainer was like, it was nothing. It was literally nothing, and took a pic of the gauze that he was fixing the eye with.
Had no blood on
like, man,
a drop.
So that's his guy, not the Tszyu guy.
Right.
His guy.
I did hear that they're probably going to do this again. Because of the level of embarrassment all around, that they're probably going to do it again. Zarafa wants to save face. Nikita wants the fight because he's like an up and comer. So anyway, just to put a button on the end of the show. So
I wrote Shane, our friend, our good friend, and graphics guy. Yes, who is an Aussie. I wrote Shano. Did heads care that Nikita fought or nah? Not really, man. It made the news after the fact because of the way it ended. Yeah. So that is what it is, guys. We talk a lot. We have a lot of Aussie listeners and friends. Coach Marcos is a friend.
Yep.
Coaches the national team and professional ranks. So we have so many friends and listeners over there. Guys, if you disagree with that sentiment from Shane that no one cared, let us know. But if not, that lets me believe like if you don't fight real guys, we don't care. You know what I mean? And Tim certainly does. You know what I mean? Win, lose, or draw, or like him or not. And that's the shit that Shane told me. Like, yeah, bro, we're very not picky. What would that be called? When you're on and off, lukewarm. Fickle people. Like when Tim was looking good, the whole country / continent was
and they abandoned him.
When he got beat up, it was like there was no heroes welcome. So I never like to hear that. We come from cities that can be that way, so it's not like we don't understand.
Sure, but for the most, guys will still go to sports events here with bags on their heads. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. That's the sense of humor of where we live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, again, B and I love the joke of when brothers fight and one is sort of a star. They go, that other one, he's the one that's supposedly good. They would say that about Max Golovkin.
Max Golovkin,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happens in all sports.
Yeah,
Remember,
it's
it was
funny,
like
though.
Michael Jordan's brother. You know, if he had height, he would have been. Well, because there's a highlight of Michael Jordan's brother from like 1985, like they're playing backyard basketball.
Yeah, and in that one particular instance, he looks like fucking Len Bias. But all right, guy, like put him up there with Dominique. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Tell him where to find you, my guy.
You can find me at the Killer B24 on Twitter, at Brendan Long KEOTB on IG. You can find us at KEOTB Boxing on IG. Write us at KEOTBboxing@gmail.com and go on the YouTube, KEOTB Podcast, where we are posting, I think, every episode now. So get in there on all things. Follow us, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Vinny, where they get you?
Guys, we have big news coming soon regarding this podcast and an expansion of our little world we've built. Is that enough of a teaser to not give it away, or no?
Fair enough.
Me, Billy, and Brendo have big plans for this year. We're very excited about an expansion of what we do. We're very excited about all the ideas we have. Billy bets you need a comeback on this Thursday's edition. It's been relatively dead. And the 1 week prior to that, I gave him what happened is I had 2 picks for him, but he didn't know that the Cabayel fight was during the day. So I said Cabayel in the under, but I gave him Dalton Smith and the over. So he would have split anyway if he took, you know what I mean? He would have pushed. So it canceled itself out. So he missed it, but he would have split. So Billy Betts will be returning. I'm at Box Cutter Pazzi on IG, at Vinny_Paz on Twitter, jmtstore.com for knock 'em out the box shirts and all music related stuff, the sneakers, all of that. The Hidden Temple Song Club. And we'll see you on Thursday. Billy, say goodnight.
Good night, Billy.